I'd say skip this one. So we're not going to go into that. And now I feel bad about, being too negative about the RTX 5090. Hello everyone, welcome back to PC Species. And today we are going to talk about another graphics card that you absolutely should not buy. You're talking about the RTX 5080. We'll start with the design. It gets the same dual flow through design like the 5090. The only changes are they're not using, what do you call it? I forgot. ओए क्या बोलते हैं उसको liquid metal. Yeah, they're not using liquid metal this time around, and there are some changes to the heatsink. But then again, since this cooler were designed for the 5090 and it is supposed to put out 575 watts, it is supposed to deal with 575 watts. So on the 5080's 360 watts, it does really well. So for the Founders Edition, the thermals, bhai kya ho raha hai ye? So for the Founders Edition card, the thermals are quite alright. Frequency is also where it is supposed to be, around 2700 megahertz. It also has good OC headroom, but we'll talk about it later. So we simply move on to the performance, and this is the second most disappointing thing about the RTX 5080. So let us go to some charts. We start with Counter-Strike 2 at 1440p ultra settings. The 5080 is actually 3.8% slower than the 4080 Super and 2.8% slower than the 4080. At 4K, it redeems itself a little, where it is 5.7% faster than the 4080 Super and 6.7% faster than the 4080. Then we go to Rainbow Six Siege at 1440p Ultra. The 5080 is 13.3% faster than the 4080 Super and 14% faster than the 4080. At 4K, the difference grows. The 5080 is 14.5% faster than the 4080 Super and 16% faster than the 4080. Now onwards to some AAA titles. We start with Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty, 1440p high quality. The 5080 is 6% faster than the 4080 Super and 7% faster than the 4080. At 4K, again the difference grows. It is 11% faster than the 4080 Super and 12% faster than the 1480. Now we move on to Spider-Man Remastered, 1440p high quality. The 5080 is actually 0.5% slower than the 4080 Super and even with the 4080. Then we move on to 4K Spider-Man Remastered high quality. It is 2.5% faster than the 4080 Super and 3% faster than the 4080. Now we move on to ray tracing. Alan Wake 2 1440p high quality and quality upscaling. It is even with the 4080 Super and 1% faster than the 4080. At 4K ray tracing, it is 4% faster than the 4080 Super and 5% faster than the 4080. Now Black Myth Wukong 1440p, very high settings, very high ray tracing and quality upscaling. It is 7% faster than the 4080 Super and 9% faster than the 4080. Then at 4K, very high settings, very high ray tracing, quality upscaling. It is 4% faster than the 4080 Super and 5% faster than the 4080. Now, these are the charts that we have for you. Now, admittedly, this is a small pool of games, but from what I've seen, the 5080 barely manages double-digit gains over the 4080. In some cases, the gains are there, but those instances are rare. So in most of the cases, this is what the average looks like. So based on the generational gains, the RTX 5080 becomes a very hard, very difficult card to recommend. Now, the most disappointing aspect though is the price. Now we are going to check Prime ABGB first. Now take a look at this 5080 Master from Eurus, 2 lakhs, over 2 lakhs. Tough Gaming, 1.85 lakhs. Astral, 1.9 lakhs, 1.92 actually. And Colorful, 1.62 lakhs. Now you can pause the screen, you can pause the video and take a look at the prices. Then we move on to MD Computers. They only have 3 examples here. Asus Prime RTX 5080 for 1.6. For 1.7, you get the Tough Gaming OC. And the MSI RTX 5080 Gaming Trio, it retails for 1.76 lakhs. We move on to Vedant Computers. RTX 5080 Gaming Trio for 1.7 and Ventus 3X for 1.61. Now this is the website that has the best prices, and I've actually bought a graphics card from them. I got my 3060 Ti Master from them. So they seem alright. Now the prices here are the most nominal ones. If you take a look at the Aorus Master 5080, you get it for around 1.58 lakhs, which is much less than what we saw on the other websites. But let us take a look at the cheapest full-sized card. Now, these are SFF examples. So if you want to go for that, you can do that as well. But for 1.47 lakhs, you get the gaming OC for 5080. Now, around 30 to 40,000 rupees markup. 30,000 would have been somewhat acceptable if the gains were there, but they're not. Based on that, this becomes a very, very difficult graphics card to recommend. In fact, I'd say do not buy one. Now, since I'm saying that you should not buy this one, let us talk about some replacements. So 4080 Supermaster for 1.16 lakhs. 4080 Super WindForce is actually pricier, and I don't understand why that is. And 4080 non-super is even pricier, so I don't really know what's going on. Regardless, let us move on to some other 4080 Super examples. So you get the 4080 Super Aero OC for 1.10, sorry. And the 4080 Super WindForce for around 1.8 lakhs. So the 4080 Super, with the price difference and the minor performance gains that the 5080 offers, 4080 Super is a better card. Now, on the RTX 5000 series, the encoders are better. So if you are into video editing, you might want to pay the differential, but I'd suggest that you just stick with the 40 series. Now, there is an even better alternative. Now, if you do not care for ray tracing, and if you can sacrifice some of the encoding performance and all of that, I'd say the 7900 XTX at 93,000 is a great card. So you get 24 gigs of VRAM, and from what I've seen, in most of the cases, it is within spitting distance of the 5080. In some cases, it is not, but mostly it keeps up for the most part. And in some games, it's actually faster, like Spider-Man Remastered and some other games. So I'd say that for 93,000, the 7900 XTX is a very, very good alternative. Based on the performance gains and based on the price, again, my recommendation remains the same. You should absolutely not buy the RTX 5080, and you should definitely think about the alternatives. What you can do is either wait for a little while so that the 4000 series prices go down a little, if they do, that is, or wait for the inventory and the availability of the RTX 5000 series to settle down so that the crazy markups that we are seeing go down to some extent. Now, there is one saving grace for the RTX 5080, and from what I've seen online, it offers a very good overclocking headroom. In fact, you can, in some cases, you can gain around, again, double-digit performance gains just with OCing. Now, this card should have been like that in the first place. Nvidia, I think they have restricted the clocks too much, out of the box. So if you are willing to move some sliders around in MSI Afterburner, I think you can gain another 5 to 8%. But then again, that also won't justify the price that the 5080 is retailing for at the moment. So I'd say skip this one. And other than that, we'll talk about the 5070 Ti and the 5070 when the reviews are out. Now, this was somewhat expected because, and now I feel bad about, being too negative about the RTX 5090. It was at least offering 30 to 40% gains, but then again, it was pricier as well. So we're not going to go into that again. This is it for this one. Again, skip this card, do not buy this one. And you can check the prices and everything by pausing the video. Again, I would like to ask you to subscribe to the channel so that we can also get some cards and review them ourselves. Other than that, if you like the video, like, and let us know in the comments what you think about the RTX 5080, and we'll see you in the next one.